On today's video, Jess and I go through some of the things that really work for us when it comes to stress busters, and the main topic we cover today is around lifestyle and the things you can do within your lifestyle to really improve your mental health and your well-being. And it's it was good to go back, do a bit of a revision too, and look at the main things that work for us. So check this one out. We think you'll really enjoy it.
Yes, so in our final video in our stress management series, we are going to look at lifestyle. But just to recap on what we have done over this series, what we've been trying to do is provide you with some anchors that can help you manage stress, whether that's during times of stress or just help build your resilience to it. So we've covered, relaxation and breathing techniques. Not quite like that, but you get the idea. Sleep and exercise, big ones. Looking after your physical health, dealing with illness. We've looked at nutrition, the environment around you, which is something that often gets overlooked. And we've just looked at mental strategies as well in our last video. So now it is time to look at our final stress-busting anchor, which is your lifestyle. Awesome. So what do I even mean by that? Well, basically, we don't want to end up like this guy on the screen right now. Yeah, battery's down, conked out on the desk. He's burnt out.
Poor little fella.
Yeah, not good. I mean, I think most of us have probably hit that point or close to that point where batteries are completely down and we've burnt out. So how do we avoid that is what today is about, right? So first tip, we love it, time management.
Oops.
Look, it is a skill to be learned, I think. So look, we can get really out of balance in our life. So I think it's really important to actually learn skills around time management, learn that hard thing of actually delegating to other people, developing good boundaries, not taking work home where possible, readjusting hours if possible. Not like learning to say no. No is a full sentence, okay?
No is a full sentence.
It sure is. You can say no, full stop. It's really hard.
Yes.
But you don't have to always justify or explain. And look, sometimes that's
helpful.
helpful.
So why is that powerful? Why is no a powerful sentence to use? A full sentence.
Yeah, look, we could do a whole thing around boundaries and saying no.
I think we shall.
We probably will. But it's really powerful because what it is you are respecting your own time and your own boundaries, and you're learning healthy boundaries. And you're also teaching other people what they can and can't do with you and what your boundaries are, and you're protecting your time, you're protecting your family, you're protecting your health. So learning to say no, I think in this day and age, is a really powerful one, because there is such a thing around being busy and doing everything by a certain age, or fear of missing out, FOMO. Like, we want to do it all, and we think we have to do it all, and we have all these shoulds and expectations, and we just end up burning ourselves out, or we end up neglecting people that we shouldn't be neglecting, or relationships suffer, health suffers because we don't know how to say no. So it's a really powerful one. So we can dig more into that, but time management, number one. So number two in lifestyle that will help sort of build up that stress resilience is building positive experiences. So again, this is sort of part of, like, if you've ever heard of positive psychology, something they talk a lot about is building positive experiences in your life. So this is about scheduling in activities in your life that you actually enjoy and bring you pleasure. So sometimes
I should snowboard more.
Yes.
Okay. If you say so, Jess.
I'm saying so.
For my mental health.
Sometimes, and I will literally say to people sometimes, book them in like their appointments. If you look at your life, and this kind of comes back to time management being out of balance, and you're going, when was the last time you had fun? When was the last time you did something purely for the joy of it? When was the last time you went and did that hobby that you used to love doing? Like, if that's not in your life, start building time in for it. So I think it's really important to build positive experiences in your life. The more positive experiences you have, because we can't control all of whether it's positive or negative, the more satisfied you're going to be, the more resilient to stress you're going to be as well. So schedule in that snowboarding.
I bought a season pass last night, so I think I'll go a bit this year.
Well, then you'll be doing it. Number 3 is social connection. So huge one when it comes to being a protective factor for stress resilience and health. So building a community and staying connected. Like, it's huge. It has a massive impact on our physical well-being and mental well-being. Isolation is massive when it comes to just ill mental health and ill physical health. So staying connected, it's a protective factor in our lives. So sometimes we do want to withdraw and isolate when we're not doing too well, but it has the opposite effect. So look, sometimes we need downtime and recharge, especially if you're an introvert like I can be. But making sure you do have community around you and connecting with others and quality connections. You don't have to have 500 of them. You don't even have to have 10 of them. But having a few quality people in your world. Number 4 is communication and conflict skills. So
we've done videos on this.
We have. So it sounds like a funny one to put in around stress, but often if we don't know how to communicate in a healthy way, or we don't know how to resolve conflict, it can be a massive stressor for us, because either we're not communicating our needs and our wants, or we are avoiding conflict and getting stressed out by the idea of conflict and confrontation. So learning healthy ways of handling conflict, learning that it actually can be a good thing to resolve it well, and learning how to communicate, particularly with people you work with or people you're in relationship with in your family, can help avoid a lot of those stressful situations because of miscommunication. So we do have a conflict resolution series on Messy Thriving, definitely. So go check that out. But it's actually a really useful skill to have when it comes to buffering against stress and reducing stress as well. So I mean, look, I'm also one of those people that I don't love conflict, so it can stress me out. But I've often found, more often than not, I'm worried about having a hard conversation or talking to someone about something, and as soon as I get worked up and stressed about it, but once I've done it, it's like, it's a weight off. So it's a good skill to have.
Sure.
Number 5, replenish. So as our little fellow falling asleep on the desk there had a very low battery, we need to do things to recharge ourselves as well. And we've often probably seen those memes going around about, like, we wouldn't not charge our phones. Oh, goodness, heaven forbid. But we forget to recharge ourselves, really. So this is about having downtime that actually recharges you. So this is things like going away on holidays, taking time out during the year, or taking time out during a weekend to do things that recharge you. That's the difference. And one of those things as well as part of that is switching off, right? So we're so consumed by technology. And overstimulation is a stressor. So 60% of people, especially teenagers, feel brain burnout from being constantly connected. 1 in 2 teenagers and 1 in 4 adults experience FOMO, fear of missing out. And part of that's exacerbated because of social media and technology. So when we talk about replenish, book holidays in, take your annual leave, have some switch off time on the weekend, get off technology and social media, do something that really kind of gets your energy going and recharges the batteries. So,
so good, Jess.
Yeah.
I took 4 days at the start of this year.
Yeah.
The first 4 days of the year,
right.
and didn't do any technology for that whole 4 days. And it was really good. And I've used technology in much healthier ways since then, because I realised I didn't have to be on it as much.
I did a week.
So I'm still do it every week, a daily basis, but less than what I was. I'm like, been healthier. It's been really good. Yeah, and you've just done...
Yeah, I did a weekend away. We went from... we turned phones off on Friday night and didn't turn them back on until we left that place on Sunday afternoon. So... and it was such a beautiful weekend of just connection and recharge. I went for a hike and just... it was so nice to not be attached to it, not have it, and just switch off completely. So definitely Replenish is number 5. And so I thought what we might do to finish off this series, Ben, is we've talked about all these ideas for you, but maybe just give a bit of insight into our own personal stress-busting anchors. I really want to sing the Ghostbusters theme. So mine.
What are your? I've just got the Ghostbusters theme to plan in my head.
I know.
What are your stress busters, my friend?
My top ones, in no particular order: exercise or movement, if that's a better word for people. Just moving, getting out for a walk, going to the gym, going to dance class, working out that stress, and so that's a big one for me that I try and have as a regular thing. Connections, so again, like I love making sure I'm catching up with spending quality time with my friends and family. That really helps me, and I'm a quality time person when it comes to my close personal relationships. I love spending time with people I'm close with. Third thing for me is talking. So I'm a verbal processor for starters. Yes, I'm a counsellor as well, but I also benefit from it.
Sweet. You're in the right job then, mate. You're in the right job.
If I need to, then I will go, all right, I need to go and talk to someone about this. So that has definitely helped me numerous occasions in the past. Nature is a big one for me, huge. So I love getting out down to the beach or going for a hike, into the country. That I never regret that. Like if I'm stressed or just needing to think through things, I'll get outdoors. So that's a big one for me. And the other top one for me is having little self-care rituals. So what I mean by that for me particularly is I might book a massage or a facial where because I like physical touch. So for me that's really pampering and I don't do it very often. So it's like, this is so relaxing. So doing stuff like that, little mindfulness practices or booking time away and having quiet time. I make sure I schedule those sort of things in my life. So they're kind of key for me. So what about you?
I was thinking that just before we started. So number 1 for me would be meditation/prayer. That's meditation's massive for me when I'm feeling stressed or just want to process things. Recharging is through action sports. So going on adventures, and the way I do adventure often is through action sports. So I'll even go for a skate at 9 o'clock at night.
Wow.
Somewhere if I need to recharge. And I get drained if I don't do some sort of adventure semi-regularly. So sport in general, but action sports, because there's not always 5 other people to play soccer with, but I can always grab my skateboard and go to a car park even if it's half an hour.
Awesome.
So action sports, adventures, connections with people I'm close to is another big one to recharge my batteries. You mentioned nature, so if I'm feeling overwhelmed, I'll go spend some time by myself in nature, go for a walk, go sit at the beach. I don't have to be active, I'm just somewhere where there's not people and it's just nature in front of me. Might go for a walk on the rocks or whatever. Is a big one, and they're the ones that really work for me the most, for sure.
And that's the thing, is it's got to work for you. So we're all different. We might have similar things, but it's finding what works for you. And sometimes as well, just reminding yourself of the benefits of doing that. So think back to the last time you did that and how good you felt afterwards, because sometimes we kind of can't be bothered. Like I do that. I know all these things are good for me, and then sometimes I just can't be bothered. I don't have the motivation, or I'm tired, or I'm stressed, and I don't really want to do it. And I keep sort of reminding myself lately, I never regret it. Like, you'll never regret it. So every time I'm like, I don't want to go to the gym, or I don't want to go for a walk, or I can't be bothered doing this, I just remind myself that I've never regretted doing it before, even when I've felt that way at the start. I always feel better afterwards.
That when you're actually feeling really drained, you don't often, there's times when you're not even going to feel like doing things how to get out of that funk or out of that place.
Exactly. It's a difficult...
It's like psyching yourself up to actually do those things will help.
And look, often action precedes motivation, to be honest.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
it's
wow.
just taking those first steps, or chucking the shoes in front of the door, or like sometimes I don't even give myself time to think. If I'm driving home and I know that I'm tired and I'm feeling that I can't be bothered, as soon as I get in the door, like I don't even stop to think. I'm just like get changed and get myself back out the door before I've even got time to question it.
That's good.
So I just go, and then I always go, oh, I'm so glad I did that. So, and you know what, self-compassion, we talked about this in one of the videos. If you don't, and you have those days where you kind of almost give in to that and you're just like, poof, I'm going to slump.
Yeah.
So be it. You made it. You've got another day to make another decision. So it's all good. So
Sweet.
anyway, we hope you've enjoyed our stress busting anchors and our series on building your resilience to stress. Keen to hear your feedback and how you go with that. But thanks so much for watching.